What is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America figure. Interchangeable eyes? No! Why? So what is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Finally got my Figuarts Captain America figure in the mail today after a long 3-week wait because I did have it imported from Japan. But I am really happy I finally got this figure in, and now I could have him displayed with my Figuarts Hulk figure. So far I'm liking the SH Figuarts Avengers line right now. So let me show you guys the packaging first, then we'll get into the Captain America figure review. So the Captain America figure comes in that new style Avengers Age of Ultron packaging, just like the Hulk figure, but it is very similar to other SH Figuarts figures like the Injustice line and the Dragon Ball Z line, but it comes in the window box packaging. You see the figure right there looking pretty cool. You got the Avengers A symbol on the left. Over here you get SH Figuarts and then Captain America, and they're both engraved, so that's pretty cool. Right here you get an image of the Captain America figure. It says Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron. Then right here you get the Captain America shield symbol, and if you remember, the Hulk figure packaging had the Hulk fist. Thor's probably going to have the hammer, and then Iron Man's probably going to have his helmet or his hand like blasting or something. The bottom right says Tamashii Nation's Bandai. The bottom of it is the barcode and blah blah blah. The top of it says SH Figuarts Captain America, and then the Avengers A symbol on the right. The side of it, you get the same thing up there, and then you get a cool image of the figure on the bottom. Then the other side of it, you get a close-up image of the figure, looking pretty cool. Then the back of the packaging right there, you get a bunch of cool images you can get Captain America into, and for some reason they decided to put a big sticker of a barcode on one of the images, but oh well, what am I gonna do? But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get the figure open and get into the review. Alrighty, so starting off with the accessories first. Captain America does come with a lot of accessories. You get a bunch of interchangeable hands, some interchangeable heads, interchangeable eyes, and then you get a bunch of shield parts. I'm going to show you how they all work, but I'm going to show you guys the interchangeable heads first. Right here is the regular looking face sculpt. And these are the eyes that should be looking straight ahead. You kind of got to tilt his head down a little bit. But these are probably the best eyes out of all of them. You get a pair that look straight ahead, a pair that look to the left and look to the right, and the ones that look to the left and look to the right are just painted on there horribly. They shouldn't have done that. They tried to do something new, but it wasn't executed well. But this is the regular face sculpt right here. I think they did an okay job with the paint, and it does look like Chris Evans to me. Paint is a little sloppy on this figure here and there, which is very big disappointment because with the price of these figures, there should not be paint mess-ups like that. But the head sculpt's looking pretty cool. I like the mask. You got the chin strap right there. Get some silver, some nice navy blue, another darker blue in there. Pretty cool looking face sculpt. So that's the regular face sculpt, and then he comes with like the yelling face sculpt. And these are the eyes looking off to the right. As you can see, they kind of look pretty bad. I mean, the face sculpt looks fine. They did an okay job with it. But I do just prefer that one with the regular eyes looking straight ahead. And to way you interchange the eyes, you just do some surgery and cut his head open and take it off from the back right there. And then you just kind of just pull these out like that. And they do look like like the Simpsons eyes, which is kind of weird. And if you want to interchange it and put the other eyes in there, you just put it back in like so. And then you just peg the head back of the head back on like that. And then these eyes really aren't on there that well either. Like this one's looking down and to the left, and then this one's kind of looking straight ahead. So they really did not execute that well with the interchangeable eyes. I know with the Figma ones, you were able to articulate them, which probably was a better idea because these just look horrible. They just should have gave us 3 different head sculpts or 4 different head sculpts with the eyes looking whatever direction they wanted them to. I think the interchangeable eyes was actually a bad idea because the eyes are painted all cockeyed, so big disappointment on that. But I like the 2 interchangeable heads, mostly the regular one, and then Captain America also comes with 10 interchangeable hands. You get a pair of fists right here, which seem to be sculpted. They're sculpted well, and they seem to be painted okay, the fists. There's that one, and then the other one. They seem to be painted okay, so you get a pair of fists right there. And you also get a pair of, like, the shield holding the handle hands right here. They're sculpted well, but they aren't, I mean, they're painted okay. This one seems to be painted okay, but then this one just seems a little sloppy to me. You get the brown bleeding on the flesh tone, and it looks like I got silver going on to the glove over here. But you get a pair of these hands right there, and then you get a pair of shield-wielding hands, or the shield-throwing hands, and they both have pegs in them, and I'll show you how that works in a second. But they seem to be sculpted and painted well. So you get a pair of those right there, and then you get a pair of open hands right here. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. And they're sculpted and painted well, these ones. Pretty cool looking. So you get a pair of those open hands, and then the last pair of hands you get is just some resting hands right here. And they're sculpted and painted well. So those are the interchangeable hands. And then Captain America also comes with his shield, because what would Captain America be without his shield? Well, he would still be a super soldier, but the shield is sculpted and painted fine to me. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the metallic silver that they used. I like this red color that they used, and then you get a nice navy blue color there. But the shield does look really, really cool. Then the other side of it is just all silver, and you get some nice sculpt work in there, and then some added pieces onto there. And you got 4 different peg holes, because he does come with a bunch of interchangeable handles. When you first take the figure out of the packaging and the shield out, these handles are already pegged in there, so you have to unpeg them if you want to use some of the other handles. But these are just the regular ones, I guess, to make it look like his handles are closed down. So pretty cool that they did include 2 of those, so you get those right there. And then, as I showed you before, he does come with interchangeable hands where he's holding the shield. And how they would work, you would just plug them in, peg them in like so. And you just peg that in there, and it would be connected to his arm, obviously, and then you would have this piece pegged in right there, so that's holding onto his arm right there. So you have that right there for him holding onto his shield, so that's pretty cool. You get that piece right there. And then you do get a clear piece right here, and this piece is for like the shield wielding hands, or the throwing hands, the shield throwing hands, and you just peg that in, and it's cool that they made it clear. Remember I told you about the pegs on these hands? Well, there's the hole for them. You just peg these in, make sure you get the thumb under there like that, and you just peg them in, and then this piece right here would snap onto the wrist peg, so it would look like you'd have him throwing his shield, or it could look like he's holding his shield. You could put the other hand on there, because this piece right here would be holding it, the shield up. So that's a pretty cool accessory right there that Tamashii Nation's included with Captain America. And then he does come with one more piece. He comes with a, come on piece, get out to that. He comes with the piece for him to hold his shield on his back, which is this piece right here. And you would just peg it in like so. And I don't really like how they made the peg. You have to like really dig in there. I had to use a screwdriver, but you unpeg that little piece right there, and then you just peg this in right in the back of Captain America, and then that is just freaking badass. You got him holding his shield right there, so that's probably my favorite right there, with his shield on his back right there. It looks really, really awesome. But that is all the accessories for Captain America. Anyway, let's move on to some comparisons. So the SH Figuarts Captain America figure stands exactly 6 inches tall, so I think he's going to fit in great scale with Marvel Legends figures, so that's pretty cool. Over here we have the SH Figuarts Vegito figure. He stands a little over 6 inches tall to the top of his Super Saiyan hair. And then over here we have the Mafex, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man figure, and he stands a little over 6 inches tall, but I think he fits in pretty good scale with this Captain America figure, so that's cool. And then over here we have the new Marvel Legends Ghost Rider figure, and he stands about 6 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall, so I think he fits in pretty good scale too. And then over here we have the Figuarts Hulk figure. He stands a little bit over 7 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall, so he fits in great scale with the Figuarts Captain America figure. And then over here, of course, we have the SH Figuarts Broccoli figure. He stands a little over 9 inches tall to the top of his crazy Super Saiyan hair. But anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on. So I think Tamashii Nations did a great job on the sculpt for this Captain America figure, and the paint is pretty well done. There's a little sloppiness here and there, which really shouldn't be happening, but I can deal with it because the figure is really, really cool looking, and this is my favorite Cinematic Universe Captain America figure. I like it more than any Marvel Legends and more than any Figma ones. I'll show you guys a closer look at Steve Rogers here. Focus your bloody camera. I already showed you guys the head sculpt, but I'll just show you a quick look again. Really cool looking. The A seems to be painted pretty clean on there and everything. So is the chin strap as well. So pretty clean paint there. This is probably my favorite costume that Captain America wears. I really like this one because it's very similar to the Winter Soldier one. I don't think it is the exact same as the Winter Soldier one. It might be, though. It actually does look just like it. But there is a little bit of sloppiness on paint, as you can see right above my thumb there. In between the red parts, you can see a big glob. Not a big glob, but like a glob of blue paint on there. I don't know why that's there. And the star, the edges of the star aren't fully painted, it looks like. So that's a little disappointing. And I see a little bit of blue paint bleeding onto the red there. The lines don't seem to be painted that perfect there as well, where the white is. I mean, but overall, it does look very well done. The sculpt on this figure is just amazing. They did a great job with the sculpt, and the paint is decent. But like I said, for the price of these Avengers Figuarts figures, there should be no paint mess up. You got the brown straps going on right there. Really cool looking figure. You got the Avengers A right there on his left shoulder. There's one on the right shoulder as well. Very cool looking figure. See the arms. I really like all the straps, like the straps right there, and then his belt. Like that looks like a real leather belt to me right there, which is pretty cool. Got the buckle there, painted like a gunmetal type color. And you get a bunch of pouches and everything. Really cool looking. There's none on the back, but then more on this side. Pretty cool. And for the legs right there, got some pockets. Very nice sculpt work though. I like the knee pads, they're pretty cool looking. Got the red stripe going down. And for the boots right there, I like how there's like wrinkles in the boots. Nice wrinkles in the pants as well. The boots look really, really cool actually. Got nice red stripes throughout it as well. A very cool looking figure. I think Tamashii Nations did a very, very good job with the sculpt. The paint is well done. It's just not perfect. But really cool looking figure. Definitely my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe Captain America figure right here. Very, very cool looking figure. Just, they did a great job with the sculpt work, and the paint, like I said, is decent on it. But anyway, let's move on to the articulation and wrap the review up. Alright, the Captain America figure has good head and neck articulation. It does go up and down at the upper part of the neck by the head right there. It does get some pretty good pivot out of it, and it does swivel as well. You get neck articulation, so it does go back and forth. It does pivot, and it does swivel, so you get nice range of motion right there. So pretty good articulation at the head and neck. For the upper torso, it does go back and forth. You do get a little bit of pivot, and it does swivel a little bit as well. And then you get the waist articulation that does move back and forth. And then it does pivot and swivel, so you get good torso articulation. Very, very nice. And then for the arms, the shoulder pads do hinge up and down. And he does have a good armpit joint right there. And he does have like a butterfly joint too, as you can see right there. So pretty cool arm articulation or shoulder. And the arms go up about 90 degrees, so that's good. And then they do go up and down. You do get bicep swivel, and it does swivel a bit at the like armpit right there, so that's cool. You get double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees, so that's cool. And then his wrist is on a ball hinge, so it does swivel and goes back and forth, but you can position it in any way you would like. So good articulation there. And then for the legs, of course, you get those good SH Figuarts leg joints where you can pop them out so you get more articulation out of it. He kicks a little more than 90 degrees, goes to the back just a little bit, and then he kicks out to the side a little less than 90 degrees, and then you do get swivel up there. He has double jointed knees that bend back a really good amount. And then for the ankle, he has good ankle articulation. It swivels, so it swivels up there. He has like 2 points of ankle articulation at like the upper and then kind of like by the foot. And then it does go up and down, so you get good up and down movement. And then you do get great pivot as well. And then his toes are articulated also. So this Captain America does have pretty good articulation. So you're not getting gypped out of articulation with this Captain America figure. So definitely good articulation for the Captain America figure. But overall, I do highly recommend the SH Figuarts Captain America figure. I think Tamashii Nations did an incredible job with this figure. I love the Hulk figure, and now I love this Captain America figure. It is now my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe Captain America figure. He really comes with some great accessories. I love the shield. The shield, they did a great job with it. I love how you get all the interchangeable shield handles. Like one of them, you could peg that in and then have him holster it on his back, or you could have him holding it in this position, or you could have him just holding it in the classic position where he's just gripping onto the handle. So that's pretty cool that they gave you all those different options. I love how he comes with a bunch of interchangeable hands. You get 2 interchangeable heads. And then the one thing I don't like is the interchangeable eyes. The ones that are looking straight ahead, those ones are painted fine. They're both looking in the same direction. But the ones that are looking off to the left and then the ones that are looking off to the right, they didn't really paint those that well, and it looks all cockeyed when you put those eyes on the figure. So a little bit of a letdown that those interchangeable eyes didn't work out as good as they thought they would, so hopefully they'll prevent doing that in the future unless they fix that problem. But other than that, the accessories are awesome. The articulation is actually very well done on this figure. I really like the articulation for this Captain America figure. And then the paint and sculpt, I think they did a great job with the sculpt. The sculpt on this figure is just very, very well done. And the paint is pretty good. It's decent. A little bit of paint bleeding, that's why I can't say it's perfect, because there is paint bleeding here and there on the figure, but not so bad that you're going to get extremely pissed off about it. But overall, it's a great figure. Definitely pick it up. I paid about like $65 for mine on Amazon because that's the only place I could find them, because he's sold out everywhere else. And these SH Figuarts Avengers figures are really hard to find, so if you guys want to get yours, I'd say check Amazon or eBay. You might have to pay a little bit more than what the retail is. I think retail for US it's $60, but in Japan it's like $40 or $45. Try to find it on a Japan online store. That might be your best bet to get it the cheapest, but if you can't, Amazon or eBay, that's your best bet. But anyway, guys, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America figure. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, then well, I don't really care. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this figure if you're going to be picking it up yourselves. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Today we're going to be taking a look at the blah blah blah. After a long 3-week wait, damn it. After a 3 week late, damn it, I meant to say wait. After a three, what the heck? Before he gets all sold out or he gets in damn. Well, he fits in great scale with the Figuarts. But I am really, really happy the figular, what the heck?